Maplewood, Iowa, a small, peaceful town where people left their doors unlocked, and the loudest sound at night was the hum of passing cars on the highway. Nothing bad ever happened here, until one quiet August night when a man named Daniel Harris didn't make it home. What followed would change this town forever and expose the darkness no one saw coming. Maplewood wasn't the kind of place people feared. It had one main street, 2 traffic lights, and a diner everyone called Maggie's Table. People grew up here, stayed here, and raised their kids here. Daniel Harris was one of those people. At 34, he was a high school basketball coach, the kind who stayed late after practice to help a kid work on his jump shot or give advice about life. Everyone liked him. The students called him Coach D. He had a small house on Birchwood Lane, a blue truck, and a golden retriever named Max. To anyone looking in, Daniel had a quiet, simple life, the kind most people dreamed of. But behind that calm surface, something dark was starting to stir. August 14th, 2022, a Saturday night. Daniel had been at the Rusty Nail, a small bar just outside town, with a few friends from high school. They'd met to watch a preseason football game and catch up. Witnesses later said Daniel seemed happy, laughing, talking about the team's chances that year. He left the bar just before midnight, alone. Security footage showed him walking to his blue Ford pickup in the parking lot. Then, nothing. No camera caught him driving home. No one saw him after that. The next morning, his dog, Max, was still sitting by the front door, waiting for him. By noon, Daniel's mom had called everyone she knew. By evening, the police were knocking on doors. At first, everyone thought maybe Daniel had gone out of town, maybe to clear his head or visit a friend. But when his truck was found 2 days later on a dirt road near the old Maplewood Mill, people knew something was wrong. The truck's door was open, the engine was cold, and Daniel's phone was on the passenger seat. Dead battery, but no sign of damage. Detective Marla Reyes, who had only been with the Maplewood Police Department for a year, took the case. It didn't look like a robbery, she said later. His wallet was still there, his watch, even his bag. Whatever happened, it was personal. The mill area was searched. Woods, fields, the nearby creek. Nothing. But then, on the 3rd day, a farmer's dog found something in the tall grass. A shoe. Daniel's. And 50 yards away, his body. He was lying face down near the creek bed. No gunshot wounds, no knife marks. But his head had been hit, hard, with something heavy. The coroner said he likely died instantly. People in Maplewood were shocked. This kind of thing didn't happen here, not to someone like Daniel. At the vigil, his mother cried quietly while his players held candles. Detective Reyes stood at the edge of the crowd, watching. Something about the whole thing didn't sit right. Daniel wasn't the kind of man to have enemies, but someone, somewhere, wanted him gone. Police went through his phone records, his text messages, his social media. One name kept coming up: Evan Blake. Evan had been Daniel's best friend since high school. They hunted together, fished together, even worked on each other's cars. But lately, according to texts,
things had gotten tense. There were short, strange messages. "We need to talk. You said you wouldn't tell her. Meet me at the mill." That last message was sent the night Daniel disappeared. Evan told police he hadn't seen Daniel that night. He said he was home watching TV, alone. But Detective Reyes didn't believe him. When police searched Evan's garage, they found a crowbar in the corner, freshly cleaned, faint traces of blood under the handle. The lab confirmed it. The blood belonged to Daniel Harris. At first, people refused to believe it. Evan Blake, the same guy who fixed everyone's car for free? A killer? But when detectives started asking around, a different picture began to form. Evan had been struggling. His repair shop was months behind on rent. He owed money, a lot of it. And Daniel had recently started dating Evan's ex-girlfriend, Lydia Marks. Lydia told police that Evan had been calling her, sometimes late at night, saying things like, "You'll regret this. He's not who you think he is." The jealousy, the debt, the late-night meeting, it all added up. Detective Reyes believed Evan had asked Daniel to meet at the mill that night. An argument turned into a fight, and Evan hit him with the crowbar. But still, something didn't feel right. As word spread, Maplewood began to close in on itself. People didn't want to talk. Some said Evan couldn't have done it, that the police were framing him. Others whispered that there was more to the story, that someone else had been there that night. When Reyes went back to the bar, she found a bartender who remembered something odd. A truck, dark green, not Daniel's, had followed him out of the parking lot that night. And security footage from a nearby gas station showed that same green truck driving toward the mill road just minutes after Daniel's truck passed by. But the license plate was too blurry to read. Was Evan driving it? Or was someone else involved? Evan kept saying the same thing. "I didn't kill Daniel. Yes, we argued, but I left before anything happened." And when detectives checked his phone records, there was a call made from his house at 11:58 p.m., around the time Daniel would have been killed, supporting his alibi. But then the tech team made a chilling discovery. The call wasn't made from his cell phone. It was made from his landline using a pre-scheduled call app, set up hours before. He'd created his own alibi. Reyes confronted him. He broke down, and then he confessed. He said Daniel had laughed at him when he confronted him about Lydia, told him to move on. Evan snapped, hit him once. Panic took over. He said he didn't mean to kill him.
Evan Blake was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. At his trial, the courtroom was full. Friends, neighbors, even Daniel's basketball players sat quietly as the story unfolded. When the verdict was read, guilty, there were no cheers, just silence. Because in Maplewood, everyone had lost something. Daniel was gone. Evan was gone. And the peace the town once had was gone too. A year later, the old mill is still there, quiet, empty, covered in ivy. People don't go near it anymore. Some say they still see a light flicker there at night. Detective Reyes was transferred to Des Moines, but she says she'll never forget Maplewood. "That town taught me something," she said. "Evil doesn't always come from strangers. Sometimes it's someone you grew up with." At Maggie's table, Daniel's picture still hangs by the register, a reminder of the man who once made everyone feel safe, and the night that showed them no town is ever truly safe. In Maplewood, people still talk about that night, how fast trust can break, and how darkness can hide behind familiar faces. It wasn't supposed to happen there, but it did. And that's the part no one will ever forget.